Good evening. I'm Joe Netherworld. I'm here with your daily tarot card reading for Tuesday, April 1st, 2014. Sometimes the days, it's been a very long winter and I've lost track of days. It's so crazy. I'm so on top of so many little things and taking care of my plants and animals and seedlings and plantings and all these things. It requires so much time, and yet the days just are blurring past. But we've made it out of March, excuse me, and that's been good. You know, March came in like a polar bear, went out like a lion, for lack of any other terms. And psychically, it's left a lot of unanswered questions and unhealed wounds. People are going to do a lot of work throughout this whole spring, get themselves back on track emotionally and psychically. Now, some of you know, some of you are a bit on point, but you know, there's these general feelings, and some of you, like today is like Joe is having a hard time shuffling day. Sometimes it's good though, because sometimes with that is like this card here is just jumping out. So you are the main card for today. I know when the deck is trying to tell me something. It's also telling me it's almost time to get a new Aquarian deck because these are falling apart. But this deck is over 35 years old. It's the what do we got? The Five of Rods, which is usually about miscommunication and lack of communication in the workplace, and lack of organization. It's a work card. It's a wands. Everybody's sort of getting everybody's way. Sometimes referred to as this Three Stooges card. Like you got a bunch of people carrying rods, logs, whatever, working materials into a place, and they're always getting in each other's way. They're good intentioned, of course, and people want to, make things happen, but there's no real leader coming forward. And that usually, and it's kind of a foolish card for April Fool's Day, right? That's why I got my medallions on, and I found this brass key in a parking lot. It says 2313 on it, right? That's the number. So weird numbers, strange things. My mojo bags and things. You gotta put a little into the superstition of April Fool's Day. And actually, the April Fool's Day is really a Christian insult to the 1st of April, which was the original spring solstice festival, things like that. And of course, the Christian conquerors had a way of renaming pagan holidays to make fun of them or to incorporate them into the Christian calendar, and so on and so forth. So that's something to consider today too. So anyway, we're gonna, without any further ado, let's pick our random. This card. There we go. As our other helper card, and it's the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords is what it looks like. It's a woman surrounded by swords. They're all over her head. They're getting in the way of her life. They're like bad decisions or harsh decisions or responsibilities or debts that are hanging over her head, forcing her to close her eyes and not want to deal with it. It also sometimes represents sickness or over being overwhelmed by just even physical and personal problems too. So there's that. So we've got a lot of multiple things. The Five of Rods, the Nine of Swords. It's things, and they're all out of disarray or they're getting in our way. But the Five of Rods in this instance against the Nine of Swords could mean trying to bring order out of chaos, trying to disassemble the power of the swords, turning them into rods, and using the almost the enthusiasm or lack of organization to kind of just get a whole bunch of stuff done, kind of like running, screaming, and doing and make everything happen. But let's see what the other qualifier is. And we take this card. This is always a nice card. I like the Ten of Pentacles. It's sort of the happy home of the future, and it shows a very good progression. Hold it by the candles without sitting on fire. Between the Nine of Swords on the one side, which is being overwhelmed by ideas and things, and pressures and lies and deceit all over your head, kind of closing your eyes to it, to the idea that the Ten of Pentacles, which is about getting everything organized, your money all set up above you, the foundation set, the keystone and the gate level, arched, the house on the hill, castle on the hill, not even the house, being in your future. The only thing that's about the Ten of Pentacles, which is a little bit, is that it's a touch of nostalgia. And sometimes it reminds us that even though we had bad times, they were part of nostalgia, their memory. So sometimes, you get in these confrontations about you or about other people, like, why do you still want to go out with him? Why do you still want to go out with her? It was the worst time of your life, but it was nostalgia. You were younger then. It was a different time. It's now moved on from the current problem to, it's been softened by being placed into history. So there's a little bit of that edge there. And I think what we've got going on here is you probably have realized there's a lot of problems overhead they have to be dealt with that are not allowing you to move forward, and you're trying really hard at work or working through them. And what it's really calling for is a bit of organization. To get to your goals, to get to your future, to get to this kind of happy movement the Ten of Pentacles is representing, you kind of have to just stop numbering and listing your negatives and start dealing with them. Even if your work and your energy towards it is not organized and not really quite on point, it's better than being closed-eyed, hunched-backed, and just letting these daggers build up over you. So I think today, there's a childish nostalgia about April Fool's Day too. It's a kid's holiday. Like children love doing silly little things. I mean, my sister growing up loved to put a rubber band around the sprayer on the sink faucet, and when you turned it on, my mother always turned it on first to make coffee, and she'd get sprayed, and it's a whole thing. So, but it was fun and hilarious when you're 7 years old, and that's what today's about too. So there's a touch of nostalgia thrown in here that might keep you from being totally on point with things, but really this is a good day to realize that with the foolishness and the cavalier attitude of the day, that we can kind of use that to break the cycle of negativity we've been not dealing with, but has been haunting us. Because the Nine of Swords, there's no pentacles here, except the nice pentacles of the 10. Nine of Pentacles is representing Nine of Swords. Well, you know what? I'm going to look up Nine of Pentacles, because that is coming through here. Let's see what that one's about for tomorrow. But for now, the Nine of Swords represents inactivity and being held in place by your problems. And the Ten of Pentacles is the future you want to have. And right now, it's showing us the Five of Rods is it's time for chaotic work. Like, you know what? You might not have all the answers, but some action is better than no action. It might not be the best or most organized action that we can come up with, but it's better. You need some kind of chaos, some movement, some energy, Even if you start a job and get fired for about a week from now, or you start a project and stop it, it's better than not doing anything. You have to break some cycles today. You have to cause some things to move forward. And with going along with the theme of the day, it's April Fool's Day. It's time for some just brash actions. Gamble on that side of things. Make things happen, and don't deal with them. Don't deal with overthinking them. Deal with the fact that they will break the cycle of being held in place by the swords around you. So take this day, and let's say it this way. Take this day and make it the last day you keep these swords above you and not deal with them. Now name all your problems, even if they're terrible problems. Name them, address them, and begin to do something to make them not be problems anymore. There's always a silver lining. Even in the most dark and dire situations, you can find a way to make it work for you. There is a third side to everything. There's the good side, the bad side, and there's your side. You have to find a way to make everything yours today. So have a little fun, pull a few pranks, enjoy the silliness of this day. That's the energy you get. That's the buy one, get one free energy of the day. That it is April Fool's Day. There is silliness, there is chaos and randomness at work today. Enjoy that. And with that, I'm going to say have a great day and a magical night. And I'll be here again around midnight. And if you do need to contact me, you can use my Keen button, or link, wherever that is, however it appears down there. So go ahead and click that or leave some messages. And I'll be here again tomorrow for my daily tarot card reading. Until then, I remain yours, Joe Netherall. I like sitting here cheering like Mussolini. Hey, there. And on that note, let's see if I actually win with this little magic button that turns this camera off. Once, twice,